Yo, what's up guys? Kevin here from Snowboard Pro Camp. In the last video, I told you guys about my snowboard collection, and a lot of people asked me if I could do some comparison videos, comparing some of the similar boards in my collection, telling you guys some of the similarities and differences. So I'm gonna do that right now with the Burton Deep Thinker versus the LibTech T.Rice Pro. These boards are very similar. They both claim to be great in powder, great for all mountain, carving, and then also adding that freestyle element to your all mountain riding. Some of the similarities between these boards, the first one is that they're both made by the leading pros of each company. So the LibTech Pro on this one, T.Rice, Travis Rice, really popular all mountain rider. And then with the Burton Deep Thinker, you got Danny Davis, pro half pipe rider, and yeah, big rep for the Burton brand. So both boards designed by pros. Both boards also have the same flex. So they're both stiffer boards, so made for riding at high speeds, giving you stability around carves. And that stiffness is just gonna allow you to ride through all kinds of different snow conditions. Those are some of the similarities. I'm sure there's more, but there are some really big differences between these boards. The first one, it stands out so much. On the LibTech T.Rice, it's got the magnet traction. The magnet traction acts like a bread knife, really digging into ice. The Burton Deep Thinker, it does have the Burton Frostbite edges, but I feel like that is much more mellow compared to the magnet traction. So the magnet traction on the LibTech, just really digging into that ice. Another huge difference is the profile. So on the Deep Thinker, you got directional camber. The directional camber is gonna give you a lot more power towards the tail of your board. I think that's great for ollies, for landing a cliff drop. The camber, it's also gonna keep the board more in contact with the snow throughout the turn. The nose of the board rockers out, which is great for floating in powder. And then comparing that to the LibTech C2 profile, what that basically means is that it's rockered in the center, has some camber under your feet, and then rockers out again towards the nose and tail. So this is a much different profile. It's good for floating in powder and actually for riding in powder in both directions. The rocker in the center and towards the nose and tail of this board are actually gonna make it more catch-free as well. So making it more catch-free for spins and for doing butters. Another big difference between these boards is one's very directional and one is pretty twin. So with the Deep Thinker, really made to ride in one direction, especially in powder because of that rocker nose. And then the camber towards the tail is gonna give you a lot more power for popping an ollie or for holding an edge around a turn, compared to the twin shape of the T.Rice Pro, which makes it much more versatile for riding switch and powder or for doing tricks where you're taking off or landing switch. So those are the biggest differences that I can find between these two boards. Both have the same purpose of being an all-mountain board that you can add freestyle elements to. If you guys are still unsure about these two boards, definitely leave me some questions below. Thanks for watching guys, have fun out there riding, and I'll see you in the next one.